Yo, what is up guys, your boy Raptors here, bringing you another Paragon video. Today we're going to be talking about a strategy, a tip that I've personally have used for a long time that has improved myself on a personal level, but anybody who uses this tip is going to be personalized towards them, and it's a great tip that it's just really helpful as far as breaking bad habits, personal bad habits that I may not know of. For example, if I make a video trying to help a beginner player, there's so much that I can do as far as teaching you the basics, teaching you how to play a hero if I make like a hero guide, or teaching you how to last it, teaching you how to jungle, or whatever the case may be, right? And then every time when it comes to a certain point in those videos, there's a point in which I've personally said this, and other content creators in Paragon have also said this, I can't really teach you everything. When it comes to getting better as a player, it comes with experience. It comes with your play style, how you think. Everybody thinks differently. Everybody has a different role. Sometimes that role may influence certain decisions when it comes to playing a game. I'm very at fault for this. Sometimes I play jungle and mid, and I usually tend to play very aggressively, and sometimes when I play the support role, I may play too aggressively, and maybe that is because I play jungle and mid all the time. And sometimes, so things are different for every player is what the point I'm trying to make here. So this is a strategy that I came across by accident, but it was something that it wasn't new, but it definitely, like I said, helped me personally to grow as a experienced player. This technique has been used outside the video game community as well. It's been used in sports, a lot in sports, in boxing, in football, basketball, any sort of competitive arena or sphere. This has been a strategy that's been used a lot. And now 95% of people are not going to do this. After watching this video, you're probably not going to do this. Maybe some of you will. Maybe some of you will do it once or twice. But trust me, at least try it one time. And what I'm talking about is looking at your own gameplay footage. Now, I came across this accidentally because I'm a YouTuber. I record my gameplays to make videos for you guys, and then in those, while I'm editing those videos, I'm watching myself play. Now, what is it that I'm trying to say here? Raptors, I don't got time to watch a 35-minute game, and exactly, a lot of people don't have time to watch their own gameplay. You're not going to play a game, and then after that, you're going to go watch your gameplay again. After that, usually, okay, I'm gonna go do homework, I'm gonna go out, or I'm gonna, have a life, but it's very interesting to watch yourself play. You learn a lot about yourself, and that is very eye-opening. I guarantee you, if you watch at least one of your gameplays, at least once or twice, at least one point in that review of your own gameplay footage, I can almost guarantee you, at least once or twice, you're gonna look at yourself and you're gonna be like, what the fuck was I doing? Like, straight up, you're gonna be like, why did I do that? Or why did I go in? Like, I could have like ganked those guys, or like, why did I die? That was a stupid engagement. And it's very different. When you're in the game, you're under a lot of pressure. You have a different mind state. You're worrying about in the now. You're worrying about your opponent in front of you if you're in mid lane. You're worrying about those last hits. You're worrying about rotating, and you're just under a lot of pressure. You have a different mindset. But sometimes, some things we don't notice is habits. Bad habits at that. You can have good habits. Every good player has good habits, but some players have a lot of bad habits. What's an example of a bad habit? For example, I was playing Faye a lot at a certain point, and when I was making videos trying to find gameplay of the Faye, I would look through my videos and I would look at the mistakes I would make. I wouldn't notice them in the game because I was just, caught up in the game. And one thing I noticed all the time when I was playing Faye, for example, I would go to the river buff, right? And at the end of the game, I would have like 4 deaths. And I would look at each death and I was like, okay, Raptors, how am I dying? What's my problem here? And I figured out 2 of those deaths was because I would go contest the enemy side of the river buff when I had no vision. And the first time I did that, I'm like, oh God, Raptors, what are you doing? you're going to this river buff and you don't have a ward, you don't have vision, and by the time you know it, I would die. And that would happen, and then I would be watching my gameplay again, right? I'm like, okay, oh, here I go again. Raptors, what are you doing? I do it again and I die. And after a while, after I watched it a couple times, it would happen in other games and it would keep happening. And I noticed it was a habit. It was a bad habit I had when I was playing Faye, because her lack of mobility, she doesn't have an escape. So I was like, okay, next time I went in a game with Faye. And the time you know it, the 3-minute mark came up and I made a decision. I was like, okay, Raptors, this is most of the time where you die. You go get that river buff, and if the enemy jungler is a good player, most of the time he's gonna kill you. So I made a decision and I didn't get the river buff. I broke my bad habit. Now, some people may be watching this and asking, well, I don't have that habit. I know, you probably don't. You're probably a better mid laner than me. But you may have another habit. You notice that in other people when you're watching gameplay, from a retrospective view, you kind of see people's mistakes a lot more when you're not playing a game. This happens a lot of the time when you're watching streams and you question people's mistakes and you pick them up when they don't pick them up. And it's really interesting to see that. And that's something I want you guys to take away from this video. Go to a gameplay and watch yourself play. Pick up those bad habits and try to break those bad habits. It's really helpful. I personally have gained a lot of insight on my own gameplay style, because nobody can tell you how to play how to make yourself better than yourself, because nobody knows yourself more than you, if you get what I'm trying to say. Yes, you know, you can go to a Paragon video, you can learn how to last hit, you can learn how to rotate, you can learn how to build, you can learn how to jungle, but there are certain things that people can't teach you, and looking at your gameplay footage will help you break your own bad habits. This is something that a lot of competitive play is seen in a lot of the higher tier players. A lot of the high tier players don't make mistakes. Why? Because they've learned to capitalize on breaking their bad habits. They only have good habits. And another tip I can give you guys is watch good players play. Watch the PCL. It doesn't even have to be Paragon. Watch League of Legends. This is one thing I've been watching a lot. I'm really into MOBAs, and I've been watching League and Smite, and I watch a lot of the League of Legends gameplay. It's not the same. It works differently, right? But you learn the way players play. You learn the way teams communicate. You learn the way a mid laner thinks. And also a very good thing in League of Legends, the commentators in the League of Legends competitive scene, they're very good at explaining what's going on. They explain gameplay styles of certain players. They explain the strategy behind a hero and how, you know, certain teams play a different way, because certain teams have habits of going about the game. Certain teams have a different strength. Some teams have weaknesses, and that's all because of habits, that play style. That's something you learn watching your gameplay footage. A lot of the competitive teams, they'll watch footage of the enemy team they're going against, and when they do that, they learn how different players play. They learn, you know, how different teams have different strengths, different teams have different weaknesses. This is obvious in the PCL. You know, Reborn, when they were in the PEX, when they went against Think Twice knew that they had to be aggressive with Reborn. They couldn't let Jay Leo get ahead, so they were very aggressive in the early game, and they capitalized on that. Shout out to the competitive scene, all the great teams. You guys are amazing. I learn a lot from you guys just watching you guys play. But again, it all comes down to watching footage, breaking your own bad habits. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys learned something. At least go home, if you're already home, and watch at least one of your gameplays, and I can almost guarantee you at least once or twice that you're gonna find your own bad habits, whether it's in certain heroes and roles, and hopefully you guys can capitalize on that. And next time you go into a game, after seeing those mistakes over and over and over again in your footage, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, this is where I messed up. Or, oh, Raptors, don't do this. This is your weakness. Don't get that river buff. So I hope you guys enjoyed. It's a very big tip. It's probably the best tip I can give anybody, is watching your gameplay of yourself and learning how you play and getting good habits. So anyways, guys, we're Raptors, and I'll see you guys next time.